A lot of people are unaware that the health of the tree and the structure of the tree are often two different subjects. And so before we start making recommendations, what we first want to do is check the structural system. Because the last thing we want to do is help this tree add more weight up top if the foundation of the tree isn't in good shape and can't support that weight. So we have 3 clues right now that we're going to look into. One is the dead in the top. The other is where we use a rubber mallet so it doesn't damage the tree. And we're listening for differences in sound as we come down the tree. This sounds nice and solid. That almost sounds like a drum. So that's a little bit of a concern. So we have deadwood in the top, we have some sounding issues here in the main stem, and we have some root concerns. So what we did first is we excavated the dirt with an air tool, and now we're starting to see some things that concern us a little bit. So we see a big pocket of decay under here. We see where the root systems come out, and they appear to stop. We can sound this. This sounds a little more solid. This root system is probably gone. Unfortunately, this piece of the root right here is hollow underneath, and that's a very important piece of information as we make our recommendations for the customer moving forward, because if too many of these structural roots are hollow, that's going to affect the safety of the tree, and we always have to make our recommendations with safety coming first. Those look good. It looks like they continue out, so those are in good shape. So what we're going to do in order to give the customer really good information, we're going to count up the root flares, we're going to see which ones are shot, and we're going to give them a percentage of strength loss, an approximate percentage of strength loss, so that they can make a better decision on how they want to move forward with this tree. So the fact that this tree has been able to stay green says that it has a real tenacity to live, but unfortunately its foundation is kind of slowly eroding away. It's an older tree. They use half of their energy, their stored energy, on leaf production.
Okay.
And it's that leaf right now that's making its next year's food.
Okay.
So generally on older trees, we want to leave as much leaf on it as we can.
Okay.
It's photosynthesizing whenever the sun is out.
Right.
And in the fall, it'll take all those sugars and reserves and it'll send it back into the root system.
Okay.
And it'll tap into that bank next year when it pushes out new leaf. So if the tree was a younger tree, we might think about doing that reduction now, but since it's an older tree and we're really trying to leave as much health in its reserves as possible, that's why I would recommend that.
No, I was just wondering.
This tree took a long time to get this way, probably over 100 years. It's seen a lot of history, and so we want to make sure that we do the right thing for everybody involved. Having trees is a cooperative effort. It's not all about humans and it's not all about trees. We try to bridge that gap and try to find the best solutions. 80% of our weather comes this way and 80% of trees push that way. Generally trees, if they fail, they're going to fail in the direction of the lean of the big wood. If I stand at the base of the tree, I'll hold my hand up somewhat level and you'll see that the tree does have a cant to the back side. So here would be directly straight up and down. So the fact that it does have a tilt to the back bodes well for maybe hanging onto the tree a little bit longer than if it was tilted in the other direction.